Well, Disney is back with Moana 2, proving that the only thing deeper than the ocean is their undying love for churning out sequels. So is it smooth sailing with this one, or do we have a total shipwreck on our hands here? Let's talk about it. What's up, guys? I'm Sully, and today we're talking about Disney's latest animated film and sequel, Moana 2. All you need to know about this one is that the story goes like this. After receiving an unexpected call from her wayfinding ancestors, Moana journeys alongside Maui and a new crew to the far seas of Oceania and into dangerous, long-lost waters for an adventure unlike anything she's ever faced. So I'm not gonna lie, I've been pretty underwhelmed by a lot of Disney's animated films as of late. Raya and the Last Dragon, Encanto, Strange World, Inside Out 2. All of these are movies that range from being kind of forgettable to actually pretty good, but none of them have left an impact on me like the films they used to come out with, like Finding Nemo, The Incredibles, or even the first Inside Out. It sort of feels like they've run out of their secret sauce and just make the same film over and over again with a fresh coat of paint. So even though it's another sequel, I was hoping they could break their cold streak for me here with Moana 2 because I'm a fan of the original film and think there's more to explore in that world. I'm a total sucker for a good adventure at sea, so combine that with some more cool world building, enjoyable music, and a story actually worth telling, and I'd be a happy camper. Well, after seeing the movie for myself, this unfortunately ends up being a pretty bumpy ride. Now, this isn't close to being the worst movie I've seen all year or anything, let's get that out of the way from the jump, but it might easily be one of the most disappointing. And a big reason for that is because until the third act, it all kind of feels like a shameless retread of everything that happened in that first movie, except they just changed the names of some gods and islands along the way. This film is basically like if your friend cooked you up a really good burger a few years ago and you've been patiently waiting for whenever they decide to fire up the grill again, and when your buddy tells you it's finally time, you find out that he's trying to serve you one he's had saved in the freezer since 2016. When that shit thaws out, it ain't tasting anywhere near as good as it would have originally, even though it technically has the same ingredients in it. So if you're someone that's just looking to spend some more time with these characters in this world and don't care that Disney is out here doing the same old song and dance for the millionth time and laughing all the way to the bank while they do it, then you'll probably enjoy this one a lot more than I did. Now, one of the developments that had me skeptical about this movie before even sitting down to watch it was when it was reported that this was originally supposed to be a television show for some reason, but they decided to just stitch all of the episodes together instead to create a brand new feature-length film so they could get a taste of that sweet, sweet box office money. And trust me, it definitely shows. I feel like you can kind of tell where these smaller, episode-long arcs were supposed to be throughout the movie, and because of that, it sort of feels like there's less of a concentrated urgency and focus on the larger goal at hand. Like I mentioned earlier, it all starts to come together for that third act, and it actually ends on a pretty interesting and entertaining note, but the first 2/3 of this film are a decently hollow experience overall. Obviously, it's not all bad here because from a technical perspective, the movie definitely still looks and sounds really good. If there are ever a couple of aspects that Disney never skimps out on, it's almost always those. I found myself consistently impressed with the crisp design of the characters and the ambiance of the island landscapes our adventurers find themselves in. And the vocal performances by Auli E. Carvalho and Dwayne Johnson are good. They're pulling as much weight as they can. But when you dive below the surface, there's an equal amount of negatives dragging it down. The story is forgettable, the jokes are unoriginal, and there is a massive drop in quality when it comes to the music. No one looks better after this movie than Lin-Manuel Miranda because the soundtrack from the first film looks like Abbey Road compared to what they came up with here. And I'm not gonna say that there isn't a catchy song or two, but he is sorely missed and it just doesn't have the juice this time around. You're not going to be seeing another go-to karaoke song out of the House of Mouse anytime soon if this keeps up. Overall, guys, I left Moana 2 feeling pretty underwhelmed. The story is generic, the music is a downgrade, and the new characters don't bring much to the table. The visuals are fantastic, and spending time with our two main heroes again is a treat, but a lot of it feels like filler to get to a more entertaining story they're teasing for later on down the road. If you're only looking for surface-level fun, this might give you what you need, but this isn't the type of experience we deserve deserve after waiting 8 years to plunge into this world again. Moana 2 gets a Sully score of 2.5 stars. So that's my review for the latest Disney film. What do you think is your favorite movie they've come out with in the last 10 years? I'd probably have to say Zootopia, but let me know in the comments below what you think. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys at the next one.